Hello and welcome back to Creative Cooking. I'm Dr. Helen, your happy host, and I happen to have my sister with me. This is my third oldest sister, Connie.
Hello.
Please welcome her to the show. She's excited and I'm excited because we have some really delicious foods that we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to make sweet potato fries with chimichurri sauce.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds really delicious.
Yes, it's going to be good. Because our show today is called Snack Attack. Because there are times when maybe you're watching a movie or you're sitting at your desk or something, you just want something to snack on. This is what today is all about. Because you like to snack, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I love to snack. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our sweet potato fries with our chimichurri sauce.
Okay.
Okay? Here are the ingredients. The ingredients include 2 large sweet potatoes, and we're going to cut those like steak fries. And then we're going to use a large clove of garlic. We kind of mince that. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika and about ½ a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to use some oregano or marjoram. Those are kind of similar seasonings, and then a tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes. In our chimichurri sauce, though, we're going to use a bunch of cilantro. We're going to just kind of pack in a cup, ½ a cup of fresh flat leaf parsley, 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano, 2 tablespoons of fresh basil, 3 large garlic cloves. We're also going to use 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, ½ a teaspoon, oh, I'm sorry, ½ of a small avocado. I guess you could not use a teaspoon. Yeah. And then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a ¼ cup of water, ½ a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of crushed pepper. And I usually just use that and kind of garnish it on the top. Okay. So that makes it just kind of delicious. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with our sweet potato fries. And here's our little kind of little twist on this. We're going to use our cheesy sauce that we made on a previous episode. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go back and watch the episode when we did the onion basil tortilla. I think that one was called Pesto Possibilities. Okay. So go back and see that episode so you can see how we made this delicious cheesy sauce. And we're going to take the cheesy sauce and we're going to sort of marinate our sweet potatoes in that, and then we're going to sprinkle a little salt and some marjoram or oregano on it.
Okay, sounds good.
So why don't you get started? I'm going to give you this spoon. Okay. I want you to get started with just putting some cheesy sauce on top of that, and then after you're done with that, you're going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm sorry, this is, I kind of use this as my pepper, so.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, so that's the oregano. Perfect, that's good. And then you're just going to top each one, make sure, no, I think you got enough.
Okay, hold on.
You like a lot of cheesy sauce?
I love this sauce. I love the sauce, period.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and so you're just going to make sure all of them are coated.
Okay. That looks really good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that sauce.
Yeah, look at down there.
And it smells so good.
You like the way it smells?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're just going to make sure they're all covered down there, which is perfect. And then when you put them in the air fryer, after you put the salt and the oregano on it, just layer it in there. You probably won't be able to do the whole batch because the basket's a little bit smaller, but you're going to put it in just a single layer across. And I don't really like for them to touch because the edges won't get crispy. So while you're doing that and loading that into the air fryer, I'm going to get started on the chimichurri sauce. Okay,
sounds good.
Now, I'm going to take these things over there. This chimichurri sauce really is good with this cilantro. There's lots of cilantro, there's lots of fresh basil, there's fresh oregano, and then there's also fresh parsley. And you know what's so interesting is that I really didn't like the taste of parsley. I think that it, you know, kind of has kind of a weird taste. But in this recipe, it brightens it up so nicely that I shudder to not use it.
How about this? Is that enough?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yes. So we're going to put that in there. I got the fresh oregano in there. And you're going to start that at 370 degrees for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Now, I want our audience to know, Connie, that our recipes are really very good at lowering your blood pressure and lowering your blood sugar.
I need that. I definitely need that.
And because of it, we want to make sure that they speak to their doctors about this, right?
Okay.
You want to make sure you talk to your doctor because we don't want your blood pressure, your blood sugar levels to go down too low. You might need to have your doctor make some changes with the medication when they know that you're eating this way.
Okay.
And we're going to put a little salt in there. Okay. And then once we do that, we're going to add in our fresh avocado.
Oh, I love avocado. That is my...
You like that? Favorite?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And then some water. I'm going to just use a 1/4 cup of water.
There you go.
Perfecto. Thank you. We're going to get that started right there. We can always put more water in if we need to.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to turn this on. And I'm just going to start it on a low setting first. And then once everything gets down into the lower part of the cup, I'm going to turn the speed up.
Looks good already.
Yes. There we go. You see how it's getting down in there? This is, I'm going to put a little bit of water because it looks like it needs to mix a little bit more, but only a little bit. Would you mind passing me where's that red spoon? I'll use that red spoon.
The one that was using?
Yes, I'm going to wipe that off. There, so you can wipe that off. Turn this off. And I'm just going to reconnect it. Nah, I want more off. Let me see that.
Nope, that was dirty.
Let's try this.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Okay. All right.
How
Perfect.
about that?
That's better. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm going to I'm really just kind of rearranging it in here so that it will continue to melt together.
So is that what you call folding?
I guess you can call it folding.
Folding it? Okay.
I folded there we go. See, it wanted some more water.
Okay.
There we go.
So that's what I need to do from now on. Okay.
Now, I don't want all of the chunks to be small. I kind of like a little bit of the flex in there.
Okay. All right, that looks good.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is our chimichurri sauce.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm going to take the chimichurri sauce and I'm going to put it in our bowl. Now, it's going to take some time to finish. We have about 7 more minutes on the potatoes. So we were so smart and so intelligent that we made some ahead of time, right? We made some fries ahead of time so that you can see in our audience what it looks like when you're actually ready to eat these delicious fries. Now, when it comes out, you're going to just dip it in here, dip it in the chimichurri sauce. The interesting thing is that most often we're going to use ketchup or barbecue sauce to dip our fries in, but the reason that we're using chimichurri sauce instead is because ketchup and barbecue sauce has high fructose corn syrup, and that will really make your blood sugar levels go up. They're starting to make some without the high fructose corn syrup, so if you're going to use ketchup, you want to look for brands that do not have high fructose corn syrup in it, because it really does a number on type 2 diabetics and on the pancreas, making your insulin levels go up really high. So we don't want to do that. But here's our chimichurri sauce, and look at the final product. Isn't it just fabulous?
Looks really good.
Yes.
Can't wait to taste it.
Yes. Okay. Now we're going to start with our next dish, and that is going to be guacamole with blue corn chips. That's another snack. You know, you can just kind of sit and eat. So we're going to use 2 ripe avocados, a 1/4 cup of red onions. We're going to dice them, a 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro, chop it, 1 fresh garlic, mince it, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, the juice of 1 lime, and then we're just going to do salt to taste. I can't wait for you to try this one. You're going to love it. So we're going to make our guacamole now. We only have about 34 seconds left on those sweet potato fries, and then we can try it with our chimichurri sauce.
Okay.
But while that's going on, let's start our guacamole.
Okay.
I already have 1 avocado in here, so I want you to smash that.
Oh, like
Yep,
this?
just smash it with your fork. Just make it and really get in there, put some muscle in it.
Okay.
There you go. That's it. You see, the fork, because the guacamole is ripe, it's really smooth and it's soft enough that your fork can smash it.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
How about that?
Perfect.
Oh,
and
it's
our
ready.
potatoes are ready.
Okay, can I open it? Okay.
Yes, open it. Let's try it.
Oh my goodness, these potatoes look really good. You got a fork or something?
Let's use this. Grab one out. You grab one for me and grab one for you.
Okay. See, I'm telling you, when you go to places like Fridays, they serve this. And,
Yes.
It's too salty and too oily.
Too oily.
So, but that looks good.
Yes.
Let me
Let's
try
just try a
this.
dip.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's try it together. Hold on.
Cheers.
All right. Oh my goodness, that tastes. Oh, that sauce is so good.
It's good. It kind of, it's the lime and the parsley.
Wow.
It's really interesting how the parsley really brightens this up. So that's a winner.
That is awesome. That
Okay,
is
that's
really
a winner.
good.
Let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's go back to our guacamole. And I'm
right.
going to add in the onions. So you just mix them around in there. I'm going to put in the lemon juice, the lime juice. Now, you know, most people make theirs, you know, with just these ingredients with the garlic, the lime, the onion, and the avocado and cilantro. And I always like to do a little Dr. Helen piece on that.
Okay.
That's my salt. And I add a little smoked paprika because I just
That
like
is
to.
good. That's
Yeah,
so
no, I love the way it tastes in there.
Okay.
Okay, really good.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's put in our fresh cilantro and just stir that around in there. This is going to add the freshness. You know, cilantro is really an amazing, 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 fresh, delicious herb. It is really good.
But what is it really good? Is it a detox or something like that?
Well,
Can you use it for
that's
that?
a really good question because this is actually, cilantro really gets rid of heavy metals.
Okay.
Right? So you can use this to get rid of heavy metals. You can, as you're eating every day, because you don't know, the water that you're drinking may have some heavy
Right.
metals in it, and heavy metals are really toxic to our system. So this will kind of grab them out of your system and
Looks
pull them
good.
out so that you can get rid of the heavy toxins and the heavy metals in there. So that's
Okay.
good, right? So our delicious guacamole, you can serve it with blue corn chips. I kind of like it with blue corn chips. You can serve it with dip. You know, you can use the guacamole to dip your vegetables in. All kinds of applications that you can use. I can even take that guacamole and put it on a sandwich.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, you can put it
sandwich.
on the sandwich. So there's so many options that you can use for it, and it's so delicious. Not only is the cilantro very good for getting rid of heavy metals, but it's an antiviral, it's antifungal, it's antibacterial.
Okay.
So this is really good. It's got components in there that will help with vision. It keeps your immune system strong because of the vitamin C in it. There's just so many reasons. I'm telling you, God knew what he was doing. He here's a plant, here's all the stuff I'm putting in here, and you're gonna need to use it to
Yeah.
stay healthy.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is just reach out and grab it. I just think that's amazing. Isn't that-
Education is key. We need to learn all about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if you know, you'll do it, right?
Right. If you don't know, what are you going to do? Just
Exactly.
continue eating the same way you normally eat, and this is so much better for me. I'm serious.
Good.
When I get back home, I will be making this.
This is so exciting. All right, because you can smell it. It smells delicious.
I smell it, and it smells really good.
Good. Okay, so we're going to start with our third and final dish.
Okay.
Our third dish is going to be, should we surprise them with it?
Yes.
Movie time popcorn, right? This is
Saturday
snack
night.
attack.
Saturday
night, movie time popcorn. Now, I advocate not using oil.
Right.
I recommend for my clients, when they want oil, I only recommend two, and that would be coconut and
Okay.
olive.
Okay.
Only because coconut oil is a medium chain triglyceride, so it's smaller, it's less likely to cause any cholesterol plaque buildups. And then olive oil, it's in the Bible too, which is a good fat. But I don't recommend using it on a regular basis. So if someone has just this propensity for oils, I tell them to just limit it to maybe 3 tablespoons for the whole week.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do that for the whole week. And Saturday night, I mean, splurge on a Saturday night, right? For the popcorn, so we're going to use coconut oil on this one, right?
Right.
1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And the reason that we're using coconut oil is because it has like that buttery kind of taste that you're looking for. And you don't really taste coconut.
You're right.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Right.
So we're going to use about 1/4 cup of organic popcorn seeds, and I use those. I like to look for non-GMO corn because more than 90% of corn is genetically modified. So I use exactly.
I didn't know that.
So I use non-GMO popcorn.
Okay.
I'll use a tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes, 1 tablespoon of ground garlic, a tablespoon of smoked paprika. There's my smoked paprika again because you know I love to use it, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
Let's get started on this one.
All right.
So this is going to be delicious. This is going back to the popcorn that you had when you were a little girl, right? Do you remember?
No, I'm too young for that.
Oh,
but you probably
Lord.
remember. Yeah, back in the day, we used to do this.
Yes, this is the way we pop popcorn. Now we got all of these fancy, newfangled things where you can put it in a popcorn maker and do all kinds of things with it. You can also pop popcorn in an air fryer, and you don't have to use any oil at all.
Okay.
I don't really like microwave because the microwave kind of pulls out some of the nutrition, so I try to kind of stay away from the microwave.
Right.
But using it here in the pot is probably my favorite way of doing it. And I know you're going to have to like do some shaking and some pushing and stuff like that. But I figure, you know, we're here to reverse type 2 diabetes because you can also get the exercise in, right? Just, yeah. That's right. You get some, some upper extremity exercise.
Okay, yeah. Okay? Yeah, we could do that.
All right. So I'm going to let you do the popping, okay?
Okay, cool.
We've already put oil in here.
Okay.
So it's already gotten a little hot.
Okay.
All right, let me switch with you. You come over here.
Well, this really takes me back in the day.
Okay, so pour all the popcorn in there. Put the top on it.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna let it kind of sizzle on there, and then once it starts to pop and you start to see them pop, then we can start moving them so that they don't just sit in the place.
Okay.
Now, I wanna tell you what we're going to put on the popcorn because I don't know if our audience can guess that I've already put in smoked paprika.
Love it.
I guess they don't have to guess because we already showed them what we're putting in it. But what we're going to do, my favorite thing, is to get this smoky kind of cheesy flavor in here. And so the smoked paprika is going to put the smoky flavor.
Right.
The nutritional yeast flakes is going to add some cheesy flavor.
Okay.
The garlic is going to put in some roundness to all of the flavors. And then obviously we're going to put salt because ye are the salt of the earth. You need some salt to put in there. And then the coconut oil, I told you, like it really adds like this really nice buttery flavor. So we're actually going to cook it in the coconut oil so that these seasonings will stick to it better. So while we're waiting for this to pop, why don't we mix these ingredients together in this bowl?
Okay.
All right. So if we mix them all together, then we're more likely to get an even distribution of all of the ingredients all over the popcorn.
Okay.
All right. So just pop them in there.
So
Nutritional yeast flakes.
All of that.
Now this nutritional yeast flakes is really high in B vitamins, which is really good.
We
Right?
were just talking about the B vitamins, how good that is. Okay, now.
For sleep too, right?
Boy, I've been sleeping so much better since I've started using the B vitamins.
Yeah. You know, as I don't mean to like sound like we're old or anything, but as we age.
As we age, and I'm older than you.
Right. We start to lose some of our nutrients. And then the food, you know, the ground is not as nutrient dense as it used to be. So we're losing some of those minerals there too. So I usually recommend for my patients to use a multivitamin to make sure they're getting, and even in addition to eating this way, because there's often signs. Did you hear Pop?
Yeah, look at that.
There we go.
That looks like old memories. I think I was 2. 2 years old. So you wasn't born, I guess. This is really nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
And it's so, look at that.
Don't take the top off. You want to keep the heat inside.
I just want to smell it.
You can't take the top off because that popcorn is going to pop in your face.
Look at that.
Okay. Yeah. So you do the shaking. Get your exercise in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake, 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 shake. So with all the things that we've done, right? We
shake it from side to side.
You can shake it any way you want.
Okay.
You see how it's coming in there? Yeah?
Look at that.
Okay, now hold it for a second, and then see how many pop.
Look at that.
And see how
I think I'd rather go back to this. You know,
the
pot.
old way of doing it, yes. And it pops.
Look at that.
Most of the popcorns. You know, there was a commercial that used to say almost every kernel pops. But this is the way to pop it without adding any chemicals.
Look at that. So pretty and look like clouds.
I know, little clouds. And then the popcorn is actually going to just
rise to the top.
Rise to the top.
Look at that.
Don't leave it on the heat.
Okay, but what if I do that? What happens?
I want you to leave it on the heat.
But what happens? Okay, what if I didn't move it?
I want you to leave it on the heat.
Okay, what if I just stood here? Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, there you go.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and you remember when we were growing up on Sabbath afternoons, and we used to go to Sister Noonan's house?
Oh, popcorn balls.
Yes, and Sister Noonan would make us popcorn balls.
Oh, they were the best.
They were
so many good memories. Don't make me cry.
And we used to sing a song, and we'd come from her house, and we'd say, "We just came from Noonan's house, doo-dah, doo-dah, ate some cake."
She was so much fun. She was an elderly lady, but she liked being around children.
She loved being around children.
She taught us a lot. She taught us a lot. How about
okay, now you can turn it off because the popcorn is now like slowing down. And you just kind of listen for it, because as the popcorn starts to slow down, it's popping. If you don't stop the heat then it'll start to burn the popcorn. And if you have ever smelled burned popcorn, it is not a good smell, and it's not easy to get rid of. So we don't want to burn the popcorn.
Right.
Now, so now that this is finished, we can move all of these out of the way. Okay, and we're going to put the popcorn in our bowl. Okay. Oh,
Excuse me.
I'm going to, let's switch, because that was pretty hot.
Okay. So we're just putting on.
Does it smell like butter?
Yeah, it does.
It smells like butter's in it. And wait till you taste it. It's going to taste like there's butter in it.
Wow.
That's all right. Just some lost soldiers.
Okay.
We'll get them back.
Okay.
All right. And now you're going to take the seasonings and then just sprinkle it on there. And cooking it this way kind of allows the seasonings to stick to it a little bit better. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So I would have never thought of putting anything else on popcorn but salt.
But salt and butter, right?
Oh, I wasn't
That's like a given. That's a given, right?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you're going to just take your hands and move it around and season it up, like making sure all of them. And sometimes, you know, I'll even put it back in the pot so that the seasonings, I can really get the seasonings all the way down. Or you might have a larger bowl that you can do it in.
Or a bag. You can
or
put the bag and just shake it.
You
That'd
can
be
shake
good.
it. Look at that. See how it goes over?
Wow, that looks good.
Yes, and it smells good too. Right? I was gonna pop that and eat it, but I guess I won't do that since my hands are in here. Okay, now I'm gonna put it back in here. Let some of the seasonings.
Okay,
see, there you go. You see it came down at the bottom. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, get ready Saturday night.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna eat that one.
Yeah, you want to put your hands back in. All right, there we go. Okay, so we'll pour that in over the popcorn.
All right, that looks good.
Right, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what the final product looks like is just delicious. It's got this really cheesy flavor. It's got this really smoky flavor. It's got this buttery flavor. It's just so delicious. The garlic just kind of rounds it out, just makes it such a wonderful thing to be able to eat on Saturday nights when you want to just have something to snack on. Now, of course, we've also made these other beautiful items that you can snack on, right? We've made not only this delicious popcorn that's cheesy and cheesy goodness, but we've made these delicious sweet potato fries. We've kept the fiber on it because we didn't peel the fries, right? We didn't add any fat to it. We are just using just what nature gave us, and we're just enhancing the flavors with other things that God gave us. We are putting those sweet potato fries with the skin on them. Obviously, we wash the skin, but with the skin on them for that extra fiber, and dipping it in that really, really exciting chimichurri sauce. Chimichurri sauce.
Yeah.
When you make that sauce, and when you just smell all of the herbs, the fresh herbs in there, and then you taste that citrusy finish in there, it really adds to those sweet potato fries. And then that way you don't have to be plagued with the high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
That's going to make your insulin levels go up so high. And did you also know that insulin is a fat storage hormone? So you didn't see, the higher your insulin, the more fat you will store on your body.
And that's not good for
That's
anyone.
not good, right? So you get into this really ridiculous cycle when your insulin levels go up, because it's going to store any excess insulin as fat. So that's not good. And it's going to, so that's why we want to kind of stay away from the high fructose corn syrup. And it's so interesting that they put high fructose corn syrup in so many different things, right? It's in salad dressings, it's in soda, it's in, if you're in the Midwest, I think they call it a pop. What am I saying? You know, you remember a pop. If you're like in New Orleans, they call it a cold drink, but they put high fructose corn syrup in those. And so that high fructose corn syrup really is not good for us. And then we made this delicious guacamole. Oh,
that was delicious.
And it's quick, right? It's easy to make. It's got red onions in it. It's got fresh garlic in there. There's the good fat with the avocado, and it's got the cilantro in there that pulls metals out of your body. All good stuff. Yeah. So there's really no reason to eat poorly when you can eat like this.
Right.
Right? Because what are we trying to do?
We're trying to preserve our health.
That's right.
Anything that's wrong with us, we're trying to reverse it.
That's right.
Thanks to Dr. Helen Stoddart.
That's right.
Yes.
We're reversing type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
And other chronic diseases.
I agree.
Right? Because most of the diseases are because of inflammation. So we are eating in an anti-inflammatory way, because what is it? Health is our new currency. Health is our currency, and we want to spend it wisely, because we want to make being healthy the new normal, reversing type 2 diabetes, living a more healthful life, and enjoying it in the process. Have a great day.